works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. Oh, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. By a roadway in the wilderness, he'll lead me. Rivers in the desert will I see. Heaven and earth will fade, but his word will still remain. And he will do something new today. Oh, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. By a roadway in the wilderness, you lead me. Rivers in the desert will I see. Heaven and earth will fade, but his word will still remain. And he will do something new today. Oh, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. Oh, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. By a roadway in the wilderness, you lead me. Rivers in the desert will I see. Heaven and earth will fade, but his word will still remain. And he will do something new today. Oh, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. By a roadway in the wilderness, you lead me. Rivers in the desert will I see. Heaven and earth will fade, but his word will still remain. And he will do something new today. Oh, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. Oh, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. By a roadway in the wilderness, you lead me. something new today. Oh, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. By a roadway in the wilderness, you lead me. Rivers in the desert will I see. Heaven and earth will fade, but his word will still remain. And he will do something new today. Oh, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. Oh, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. By a roadway in the wilderness, you lead me. Rivers in the desert will I see. Heaven and earth will fade, but his word will still remain. And he will do something new today. Oh, God will
There is freedom waiting for you on the breezes of the sky, and you ask, what if I fall? Oh, but my friend, what if you fly? There are opportunities everywhere around you in families, schools, colleges, careers, etc. But the question is, do you have the confidence to face it? If not, no worries. It's completely fine. We all are here to take some lessons on it. Good evening, everyone, with great joy and immense enthusiasm. Team Race is back again with an interesting yet useful webinar for all of you. I, Sumitha Nadar, feel thrilled to host today's webinar for this wonderful audiences who joined us beforehand and the speaker for giving us her crucial time. Before proceeding further, let's take a quick ride of our college achievements. Nagindas Khandwala College had been re-accredited by NAC in the third cycle with an A grade. Best College Award 2012 by University of Mumbai. Educational Excellence Award in the Indus Foundation, USA. IMC Ramakrishna Bajaj National Quality Commendation Certificate 2013. Best Educational Quality Enhancement Team President Award 2013. Best College Award for Quality in Education by Indo Global Chamber of Commerce. Ranked 12th at all India levels by Education World magazine. Ranked 5th at Maharashtra level by Education World magazine. Ranked 1st in all India under the category of New Age Study Programmers Leader in the Education Ranking 2021 to 2022. I will now request the IT team to kindly present the general instructions for the webinar. At the bottom of your screen, you will see a white strip. In the middle of the screen, there are three icons, a microphone, a landline, receiver, and a video camera. Please note that except for the speaker, no one should have their camera or microphone enabled. At the extreme right, there is a present now option. Do not click on that icon or a screen will be shared with everyone. Feedback link will only be open for the last 20 minutes of the webinar. Participants will have to put the questions in the chat box. Participants will have to fill out the feedback form to avail the e-certificate. So now let's take back to our topic again. As a professor, Nelson Daniel always teaches, and I quote, an underconfident person is the one who knows only his or her weaknesses. An overconfident is the one who knows only his or her strengths. But a confident person is the one who knows his or her strengths as well as weaknesses. Unquote. Well, to give you a brief idea on confidence building, we have on board a vibrant personality. She is a proud ex-NCAT with a BMM degree with a specialization in advertising passed in the year 2017. She has also won the title of overall BMM academic topper in the year 2017. She pursued Masters of Science in Digital Marketing from a renowned UK university in Dubai. Currently, she is working as a senior brand strategy planner in a multinational media agency in Dubai. She has been featured in Campaign Middle East as Media Faces to Watch 30 Under 30, a well-known media publication in the Middle East. She has continued her career path in media planning and brand strategy for KFC. She is none other than Miss Mirika Shah. After hearing this much about you, we are so excited to learn this amazing skill from you, ma'am. We greatly appreciate your presence. The platform is all for you.
Thank you so much, Smita. Was a wonderful introduction, and I'm so glad to be a part of this event for the college. And I love that we have almost 94 to 95 participants in this event, and it's excellent enthusiasm, excellent energy that you guys have. And I am happy to be a part of this event and connected to my college as much as I can. And I thank Team Raise, the English Club, and Nelson Sir for giving me this opportunity to speak here in front of all of you. Before I start, I just wanted to know, or if it's allowed, if I can see some faces if they are allowed to switch on their cameras. I know it's a Sunday evening. I don't want everyone to be forced to switch on their cameras. But will be great if I can see some faces, I can see their reactions, because I want this session to be as interactive as possible. I don't want it to be one way where it's just me speaking and nobody else, interacting. So it's up to you, Sumita, or even Nelson sir, to decide if they're allowed to switch on their cameras. Otherwise, it's absolutely fine. I can carry
We
on.
can make it interactive.
That's great. That's great. It'll be great, everyone. Thank you for joining. And if you guys are comfortable, please do switch on your cameras. It'll be great to see your faces. Otherwise, I can just see the blocks with the names on my screen. But glad you guys all joined up. It's a Sunday evening, and I'm thankful that you guys could take out your time and listen to the ex-student of NK speak about building confidence. So, firstly, it's a quite a pleasure to speaking with all of you, and I hope you all are in best of your health. As I mentioned, I would thank Nelson sir and the entire Team Raise English Club for actually organizing such eventful events, not only for this one but across the years. They have been doing some phenomenal work over the past few years, which has been really very inspiring for me personally. A month back, I spoke to Nelson sir, and I was blown away by all the sort of social services and events that the college has been delivering along with the leadership of Nelson sir. The selflessness and the great amount of dedication, the abundant amount of energy was just reflecting in the way Nelson sir was speaking to me, and I was super inspired. And I reached out to him and I said, "Is there any way I can still be, or still feel a part of this college?" And then he granted me this opportunity to speak in front of all of you. So I thank you, Nelson sir, for giving me this opportunity and still feeling connected to the NK College. And I'm sure you guys are at a phase of college. You guys must be enjoying your college life. I know COVID has hit and you guys are not able to visit college as much as we did. Honestly, I had the best 3 years of my life in the college, and I'm not just saying because I'm speaking through a platform of this college, but honestly, these 3 years of my my bachelor's of mass media has changed my entire life. For a lot of you guys, school days would have been, quite fun. For some of you guys, childhood would have been quite fun. But for me, honestly, taking admission in Nagindas Khandwala College and pursuing the course of Bachelor's of Mass Media was a game changer altogether. And I believe here all of us are have gathered here to understand how confidence building can actually help you transform your life. And I would do a very little with whatever understanding I have over the course of years, from my childhood till date, of whatever I can share, whatever I can speak to you guys about, whatever I can share with all the experiences that I had, with all the sub points, with whatever you guys can take away from this session. I would try my level best. As I mentioned, the reason I want this to be a discussion and not a session is because the interaction that I would love to have with all of you would actually help us understand how much confidence do we have within ourselves, as a starting point. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them at the chat box. I'm keeping the chat box open at all times in front of my eyes. So if you feel you have any questions during the session, please feel free to drop them up. I will be taking the questions whenever I can. Okay, then. Confidence building, and that's our topic for today. I would like to start by quoting the great leader, Swami Vivekananda. He mentioned, "You have to go beyond all fear. So from this day, be fearless." You would think, why am I talking about fear? But fear of failure is compromise of confidence. What do I mean by that? When you are pursuing your career, or when you're pursuing or you're preparing for your exam, or you're preparing for an interview, or you're preparing for a group discussion, or you're preparing for anything that requires confidence, you need to set your fear aside. The moment you set your fear aside is the day when you attain the optimum level of confidence. If I would be right now fearing, oh my God, I have 96 people in front of me. I have my sir who is listening to me. I have all the students' eyes and ears on me. I'm very scared. I can't speak in front of all of you. Nelson sir, sorry, I can't do it. If I would have given up at that point and I would have chosen to step back and said, sorry, sir, I cannot do this session, which means I have a fear. I have a fear in my own self that I cannot do what I can do. I have the ability to talk in front of all of you. I have the ability to make sure that I can give as much as I can to all of you. And if I didn't have that confidence within myself, I wouldn't be right now in front of you speaking. So this comes over time. This is not something that is immediate. This is not something that is magical, but it is something that you need to, as a person, build over time. And this is something that I would try to put down as pointers in front of you when we're going through the session of what pointers can you take to build the confidence. Before I start my session, I wanted to ask over here, you guys can either raise your hands. There's a small icon of raise hands. You can either click that, you can either pop it on your chat box, or for whoever has their cameras on can raise their hands. So firstly, I would like to ask over here, how many of you feel that you are an extremely confident individual when given a stage, a mic, and an audience? How many of you feel that you're going to absolutely kill it if you have all of these things with you? Is there anybody who can say that I'm 100% confident with all of these given? Anyone? All right. I can't see any hands or faces. I can just see nodding heads saying no. All right. Um, Another question maybe. How many of you feel that you can crack an interview with confidence? How much confidence? Okay, we have Sumita. Sumita says that she can crack an interview with confidence. Mansi is raising her hand. Zina is raising her hand. Monil is raising his hand. Shaguna is raising her hand. Great. I think we have almost 5 to 6 people raising their hands. So you guys are in a right momentum, I believe. And not everyone is not confident. So I'm sure I can take a lot from you guys as well in this session, and we can share a lot of things with other students who feel that they're not very confident. Okay. One more question. How many of you feel that you are confident among the people you know, or about the bunch of people that you're aware of? For example, if you have to go to your hall downstairs and speak about something, and everyone you know is your classmate, is your teacher, is your extended friend circle, and you can speak confidently there. But when you have an unknown group of people who you don't know anyone, and even then you lose your confidence, but are only confident when you are talking to the group of people you know. How many of you are in that zone where you're confident about speaking only to the people you know? Okay, so we have around 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh my God, so many raises of hands. Wow. Almost 14 to 15 people think that they are confident when they're speaking to their own kind of people and not, who are strangers, for example. Okay. How many of you feel that being confident about your own life decisions, about being personally confident that, okay, if I have chosen to become an engineer, or if I've chosen to become an expert in mass media, or if I've chosen to be something in my own life, or how many of people are confident in taking their own life decisions? How many of you feel 100% confident that you can take your own life decisions? Okay, we have hands raising. We have 14. We have around 14, 16, 17. Okay, 19, 18. Okay, one person raised their hand back again. All right, so we have approximately 19 people raising their hands saying that they can take their decisions confidently about their own life. That's a great number, guys. That's a great number. You guys are being very proactive with raising your hands, and I'm loving it. Great, great. So we have a lot of people here who can take their own life decisions confidently. And my last question would be, how many of you feel that you lack confidence or have zero confidence? You're extremely an underconfident person, and you're here to take something with you after this session of actually turning yourself into being a little bit more confident than who you are. How many of you are there? I think, guys, everyone who has not raised their hands should actually raise it now, because this is an opposite question, and this is asking about how many of you are not confident at all. Okay, then we have around numbers fluctuating between 20, 19 to 20. Okay, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, great. So from this, the reason, and thank you guys for taking a part in this. Okay, I see more and more hands raising up. Thank you so much for interacting and letting me know of who am I speaking to, how much confidence do you guys already have, how much you don't have, and what you're here to take from. You guys have been an absolute amazing audience till now, super interactive, and I can already see people. I can see 4 faces here: Mansi, Ruban, Sumita, and Monil. Thank you guys for putting your cameras on. Okay, we have Bhargav as well. We have Sakshi with their camera. Thank you so much. It's lovely to see you guys when I'm speaking. At least I can see somebody in this virtual world. We have Suraj, Preeti. Great, 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 great. Thank you. Great. So the reason I did this exercise was to just understand what sort of confidence level you guys are at and what you want to attain, and what would happen if you actually have an abundant amount of confidence, and what happens when you don't have confidence at all. I'm sure you guys are at a stage where you guys are in, if I can read it right, you guys are in SY. Uh, SY, you guys are also in junior college, I believe. Sumita, correct me if I'm wrong. We have a bunch of mixed audiences here with all the age groups and all the levels of uh, paths of career. And I'm sure you guys want something out of this session and want to understand, what can I take from Mirika? And why am I investing my 45 minutes to 1 hour here listening to Mirika? And what is it going to help me? And why has NK College organized this event? And what can I take from here? Without wasting any time, let's start. Again, I want it to be super interactive. Your energy till now has been amazing, and I want you guys to continue having this energy. Please, please, please pop up your questions at the chat. Please keep raising hands if you have any questions. And please feel free to also unmute. I know Sumita has given us all a very standing instruction to not unmute ourselves. But please do if you have any questions, and I'll be more than happy to stop myself and ask. All right? Great. So I wanted to firstly begin with saying a very inspiring story that I have learned over a course of time. Sorry, I have somebody unmuted. Okay, I think there was a mistake. No worries. Cool. So I have an inspiring story that inspired me to build the little confidence that I have in my life that could help me attain where I am today, with obviously everyone's, all the elders' blessings, with the guidance of all my mentors in the college itself. And one thing that has stuck in my mind is, I'm not sure how many people of you are quite religious that way, but I do follow the book Bhagavad Gita very deeply. And I'm not sure if all of you also are aware about some jits and bits of Bhagavad Gita. What are the learnings? Obviously, this is not a mythological session. I don't want you guys to get into that. But one thing I want to take it out from that book is, there was an entire scenario where Arjuna had a goal to have the fish's eye to be targeted with the arrow. I'm not sure if you guys are aware about this entire session, but that was the time when Lord Krishna said that if you put the arrow right in the eye of a rotating fish that goes round, you will be able to win this Swayamvar. I'm not sure if you guys are aware about that entire scene where there were a lot of Pandavas and a lot of other characters who were involved in this entire Mahabharat episode, where whoever targets the eye of the fish was able to win the Swayamvar for Draupadi. Right? I'm not sure if you are aware about that. So there was a rotating fish, okay, and everyone was given a bow and an arrow. All right, whoever had come to the Swayamvar, they had to, with the rotating fish, put the target to the fish's eye and hit the eye with the arrow while the fish is rotating. Okay, everyone tried. There were more than around 20 to 25 participants who tried to do it, but obviously failed because the fish was rotating too fast, and you also had to keep your target just to the eye of the fish, not even the whole fish. So it is very difficult for people to actually raise their arrow and put it in the eye of the fish. Many couldn't, but only one did, and that was Arjuna. I want to highlight how he did it. He also was in the same phase, and he also was in the same, human ability as anybody else could. There were many warriors out there who are extremely good at bow and arrow. But obviously, we know Arjun with the ability of bow and arrow. And the one saying that he mentioned to Lord Krishna was that when I'm looking at the eye, when I'm looking at the fish, I am not looking at the fish that is rotating. I'm looking at the fish that is stable or is still. For Arjun, he kept a mindset that for me, the fish is not rotating, the fish is stable. And that's how he actually imagined it, thought about it. And when he actually picked up his bow and arrow, he then saw that the fish is stable in his mind, but it's actually physically rotating. But when he actually started the arrow, he imagined, no, the fish is stable for me. I'm going to put the arrow and I'm going to just concentrate on the eye and not on the fish itself. I'm not going to concentrate on if the fish is rotating or not. I'm not going to concentrate how high the fish is. I'm only going to concentrate on where the eyeball is and where I'm going to hit it. And with that mindset, with that confidence, I would say with that self-confidence, he was the only person in the whole hall where he could hit the eye of the fish. And the reason I give this example, it also includes the level of self-confidence that was built in that person. And it also includes the level of concentration that was built in that person. So when you're building confidence, it's very important that you yourself are self-confident and also confident about the feeling that you can do it. You can do it, or having a positive feeling about you can actually doing something that is not possible is itself a great thing in building a confidence. Because if Arjun went with the mindset as everyone else did, he would have failed. He would have failed tremendously Everyone would have failed. But why was he the only one who passed? He was the only one to pass because he himself was super confident about understanding that I have the ability to have the best bow and arrow target. I can do it. And if anybody couldn't do it, I have my own mind who can train my own self and my own thoughts to do it. And that's how he tried to attain it. And then at the end, he succeeded. So, this is one of the most important learnings that I took in my life. If nobody else believes in you, if everybody laughs at you, if everybody says, oh, you know what, I don't think you can do it, or you know what, I think nobody could do it, you don't even know how to hold a bow and arrow, why would you even try? But till the time you yourself don't have confidence within you, if you don't believe in your own self, you will not be able to give your best. And if you don't give your best, you won't be able to succeed at what you do. So, if from today onwards or from this session onwards, you start building that a little thought within your own self that I can do it, then you definitely are way ahead than people who not even have started thinking if they can do it. So first start the thinking of yes, you can. And if you cannot, it's fine, carry on, because till the time you don't do it, or till the time you don't have the ability to start thinking that you can do it, you will never be able to even start. So start, give it a try. I would say try to even fail, because if you don't fail you will not understand what success is. So till the time you don't have that confidence, you will not be able to step in the race itself. So step in the race, try to run, fall a couple of times, have the confidence to again stand up and start the race again. Don't focus on finishing the race. Always focus on being a part of the race. Have the confidence of being the part of the race. Never ever undervalue your own abilities. If you undervalue your own self, nobody is going to come to you and tell you that, you know, get up and do it. 10 people will come and tell you, but it's your mind, it's your body, it's your heart, it's your eyes, and it's your actions that will define how confident you can be to achieve that and prove everyone else wrong who did not have confidence in you. So start by having self confidence within yourself. No power in the world can ever stop you to attend that self confidence and begin the race at least. So that was my inspiring story that I still take with me across all of these years, to attend that self confidence and at least get in the race, and then jo hoga wo dekha jayega types, so just start with it and we can see what happens at the end, and then you can prove everyone else wrong and yourself right, and that's how you should start. One more thing about confidence is there are a multiple pointers that I have pointed out in for you guys for today's session, which mainly also focuses on, so this was mainly an overall conjunction of how confidence can be built, what is an example that you can set, and what building confidence can prove you to be. But I'm really not a kind of a person who would just keep on speaking, you guys listening, after a session or two you would be inspired, but then you get back to the square one. I have just put down few practices that you guys can practice during your the whole course of building confidence, and I want you guys to be participating in this, because it's again, I said it's not a session, it's kind of a discussion and an activity that I would love to do it with you guys. And will be great if I can have few volunteers who would help me to bring this session to life, where everyone can see what sort of lack of confidence are we having right here in this session and how can we build it. But before we do that, I also wanted to highlight something about speaking confidently? Well, because this is the event of English Club, I wanted to touch upon the point of, also having a confident speaking ability. When I asked the question initially, the first question that I asked, of how many of you feel confident when you're given a mic, a stage, an audience, I could see only 15 hands raised, and we have around 91 participants here. So either some of you guys were lazy to raise your hands, or some of you did not raise your hands, or some of you were actually not confident to raise their hands. But I could see that there were a lot of people who were not confident when you're speaking confidently in public. Um, and I would just give around 5 points for you to have that confidence when you're speaking, not just in front of a stage, but also when you're cracking an interview, or you are discussing anything with your parents about your career paths, because I'm sure you guys are at a stage where you guys might be or might fall into a discussion with your parents, or I'm sorry if any parents are hearing this, but I'm in a side of students right now where I've started with my SY BMS, but I'm really interested in painting, or I've started with my BCom, but I'm really interested in art or dance. Again, we are much in a modern world where parents allow us to do what we want to do, but sometimes we lack the confidence ourselves going in front of our parents and saying, I want to do what I want to do. You guys don't, I'm not sure of how many of you are Gujaratis here, but I myself, being a Gujarati, uh, okay. Sorry, Bhargav. You wanted to say something? All right, no worries. I think there was I thought he wanted to say something. Um, okay, so you removed him from the meeting. That's sad. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not sure how many of you are Gujaratis here, but when I approached my parents, saying that, I started off with science, actually. My FY and SY was science. I started off with a motto of doing engineering, and I couldn't do engineering, and I wanted to do mass media, because that was media was my calling. I met a lot of career counselors. I spoke to them, understood what kind of abilities I have. Is it fit for engineering? Is it not fit for engineering? And over this entire course of explaining, understanding, talking to 100 people, I myself gathered confidence that, whatever I want to do,
Ma'am, I think you should unmute yourself.
so you guys can hear me now?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. For how long were you not able to hear me?
maybe just for a few seconds.
Oh, for a few seconds. Okay, I don't have to repeat everything. Okay. Okay, no worries. So no, I was saying about being confident about the my own journey of me not going into engineering and choosing media, because when initially I was not confident at all. I was absolutely, I was having zero confidence. I was like, okay, I have decided to not do engineering, but I feel, I was stammering, right, like the way I am right now. I just don't want to do it. Mm, I don't want to do it. So while I was in this tone, while I was doing this, nobody took me seriously. They're like, Mirika, you're stammering. You're not even confident about what you're saying. Nobody is going to take you seriously like this. And when I started understanding why I want to do mass media, I started getting into the depth of why I should be doing mass media. And the way I started building confidence was I spoke to more than 25 to 30 people to as to why I need to do mass media. And when I started building the entire practice, I got myself into being confident. I made myself confident first that okay, Mirika, I was literally doing this. I was standing in front of a mirror. I was talking to myself. I was like, Mirika, do you want to do mass media? Um, the answer was yes. Do you really want to do mass media? The answer was yes. Do you really, really, really want to do mass media and leave engineering? My answer was no. And the reason the answer was no was because I was not confident. I was not confident at all to be uh, an engineer. And that's when I started talking to a lot of people. And when I gathered that information, I understood that actually mass media is my calling. And from that moment until date, I have the confidence to prove everyone wrong who told me that you could have become a better engineer. Because I knew I cannot. 100 people will come and tell you that you can become a better doctor, a better engineer. But till the time you yourself don't have the confidence of doing what you want to do, any or everyone can push the limits of you. So you need to build your confidence first. And this is one of the reasons, and the reason I brought this topic up is because all of you are students here, all of you are pursuing your own courses, like whether it be BMS, whether it be BMM, uh, or even a BAF or BCom or any sort of fields. Even at this stage, if you feel that you are doing great what you're doing at, continue building that confidence within you, because the moment when you stop having that self confidence, you will not be able to fight with somebody else as well. Because till the time you are not able to fight with your own self, you will not be able to fight with anybody else in the world. So first fight with yourself. Be in front of the mirror, ask yourself if you want to do what you are doing right now. If you have the answer of yes more than 10 times, that's when you will attain the phase of being self confident. After that, go and conquer the world and prove everyone, right or wrong, whatever you are in is correct. And then try to inculcate that within you by practicing this over even a month or even 2 months. Stand in front of the mirror, talk to your own self, and then attend the power of self confidence, and then see how well can you actually fight the world who is against you. This can also include your own parents, this can include your own family members, this can include your closest friends, this can include any and everyone who feel that you are not the right fit for that own profession. So this is one of the ways where you can first build your confidence and then fight against it. And when we speak about public speaking, there are total 6 points that I would want to highlight here. But before I move on, I would ask if anybody has any questions in this case. Till now, if you have any questions in terms of how can you build self confidence, or what are the questions you should ask when you're standing in front of the mirror, or is there any student over here, please feel free, guys. Nobody's going to judge you here, nobody's going to talk behind your backs. Just be confident, because wherever you are investing your time and your phone batteries and your energy to listen to this, right? So you need to be selfish and ask yourself. If you also want, you can also ask me questions personally. I will not take out your name and discuss the answer if some of you feel that I don't want to ask this question in front of everyone. But you never know, your question can actually prove beneficial for the rest 10 people in the chat or in the session as well. So if you have any question about how confident or how not confident you are in your own current field, please let me know, because we are in this topic right now. So any discussions about, choosing your career path about, and being confident about it, being confident about how well can you, conquer the world or conquer the questions that come to you, or being confident about choosing the right path of your career. I'll be more than happy to answer that. Okay, I have a question that says, how to be confident consistently. At some point we lose our own confidence. Great question. I would say, con- having self confidence is, should definitely be consistent. So, and then that is why I love this question, because being confident consistently is something that, you need to practice over time. You need to understand how, you need to first keep on talking to your own self. You need to ask your own self, how confident are you from the scale of 1 to 10? How confident are you? Are you confident at 7? Are you confident at 1? Are you confident at 2? And that's when you keep on talking to yourself, and from the day when it's 1 till the day it's 10, you will then feel that you're confident. And the way you can be confident is reading good books. Reading good books to your, to boost not only your confidence, but reading any inspiring story. Any story, for example, I have this book in front of me, which is, The Secret. I read this, and I this is not the first time I read it, but I think it's the second or the third time that I'm reading this book. This book also has a movie, which I saw. It's The Secret. It's one of the most renowned books, by, the author Rhonda. Uh, she is an absolutely amazing author. Read such kind of books, read inspiring and motivational quotes, and try to understand how people, or how, people have actually proven to come out of confidence and actually succeed in their own fields. So inspire yourself with positive surroundings. Take out the toxic people of your life, and understand what sources can help you build the confidence. It can be books, it can be songs, it can be people, it can be, talking to your own self, giving a speech to your parents, giving a speech to your younger siblings, uh, any or everything that you feel that you are comfortable speaking or talking about. I think this is, one of the most important things to keep your confidence consistent and practice it consistently. So this is how you can, never lose confidence at a point. Sakshi, I am going to take your question just a bit later, because there is just 5 points that I wanted to discuss. I love the energy that you guys are asking a lot of questions. But before I get into that, I'm sure I'll take your question. But I just want to highlight one small thing, before I get into that. Sumita, do you want to speak anything? Yeah,
I
please.
just had a related question. You studied science for 2 years almost. Then when did you realize that engineering is not for you? There must be some
Yeah,
point, right? Some
yeah.
turning point.
Yeah. I wanted to get into that. I definitely wanted to get into that, and I'm glad that you guys asked that question. I started engineering because everyone in my family is an engineer, and I'm sure, many of you would be having a similar story where, my brother is an engineer, my father is an engineer, my friend is an engineer, and I want to become an engineering, because engineering, doctors, and lawyers are the only three things people can be. Right or wrong? Absolutely wrong. Or if we just had engineers, doctors, and lawyers in this world, um, I don't know what would have happened. We would be just having machines, and we would be having people being treated, and we would have been people fighting in the court. Apart from this, there would be no life, right? If there was no mass media, if there was no journalism, if there was no painting, if there was no good movies, if there was no good directors, good writers, good poets, we wouldn't have the life that we live right now, right? Because we have so many different fields. So one needs to understand that there is life beyond all of these professions. The reason and the point where I realized when I was doing my science and when I was in my 12th grade, I was struggling a lot with physics. And with physics, I understood that, physics is not my thing. I don't want anything about gravity. I don't know what Newton has to say. It's good that he found gravity, but there is nothing that I want to do that with my own life. It's great. I still get inspired by the scientists because I have the background of it, but it's very difficult to attain that in the physical life. So the point where I realized is, even if I become an engineer, what difference am I going to make in this world as a human being? What contribution am I going to put in the world as an engineer if I become one? And can I become the best engineer? And the reason I ask this question to you guys as well is, if you want to be in your field, try to be the best version of your own self. And when I asked this question to myself, I didn't have the confidence to say that, yes, I can be the best engineer. And that was the point that made me realize that if I myself am not confident of answering the small question, if I can be the best version of being an engineer, why should I even be doing engineering? But well, don't take me wrong here. Otherwise, Nelson sir will take my case later. Every one of you who are in your respective fields right now, don't take this in the wrong way. For me, I realized this after the 12th grade. And I realized this when I felt that I'm not confident, and I did my thorough research. I asked a lot of people, and with the personality and the interest that I have, I then understood engineering is actually not for me. So, just one question shouldn't change your life. You should also have a theory behind it. You should talk to as many as people you can and do what is right for your own self. And for me, that was the turning point. I did my research, I spoke to people, and that's when I realized that engineering is not for me. And then I started reading about media because I love to talk. I'm a very outspoken person. I love to sell things, I love to be a marketer someday. And that's when I decided that mass media is my calling. And I think that's the entire journey of how I started my admissions in NK College, got an excellent bunch of students and teachers, and it completely changed my life. I still thank God actually for giving me that spark, that confidence of taking that decision and being confident about my own self, that yes, you can. And when I asked myself this question, that can you be the best versions of being in mass media, the answer was yes. So that's when I understood that mass media is my calling, and I want to be in mass media, and I will do as much as I can, but I will give my best for sure. So that was one of our one of my points, if that answered your question, Sumita. Great. Cool. There are just few questions about public speaking also. So before I take those questions, the 5 points that I wanted to know, how much time do we have, Sumita? I
Uh,
think,
Let me confirm it.
okay. Great. I won't take more than 15, 20 minutes, or I think even less. And then we can take all the questions that we have. Cool. So the 5 points. So this is basically about the public speaking that many of you have asked the questions about. One of the question is, how can you keep yourself confident when we speak in front of a large number of people, or in a group discussion or debate, or about having stage fear, or about how can you speak confidently, not only in debate or discussions, but also interview, and when you're cracking any discussions with anybody. I would just give you 5 generic but very strong pointers that will help you gain the confidence. So first and the foremost point about building confidence when you're speaking is practice. Always start by practicing. Even the top word speakers, when they're giving the speech, may it be Mr. Narendra Modi or an excellent speaker like Barack Obama, they always practice the speech before they give. Um, when I read about Narendra Modi before this session, because I wanted to give you a very nice example, I'm sure you guys must have, listened to Mr. Narendra Modi speak in front of thousands and thousands of people, may it be online or may it be even, in the stage or live or face to face or even one on one, or even during interviews when he's been asked very critical questions, by one of the most confident speaking reporter, Arnab Goswami. The way he answers the questions, um, it's not the thing that he talks about or the point that he talks about, but he actually brings out this confidence that he has in speaking, because whatever he speaks, you think that it's true. You think that, I think he has a point. And the way you get that feeling is because he is talking with that confidence that you never realize that whether he's speaking right or wrong. uh, I mean, I'm not a very big Modi fan neither. I mean, I don't want to get into any political controversies here, but my point is, I adore him as a speaker, and he's super confident when he speaks. Even when he's asked, very difficult questions, even though he would, take a minute and think about it first, he will answer the question very confidently. So when he has that confidence, and if whenever after the session or whenever you have time, look at the way Narendra Modi used to speak, 10 years back, and look at the way he's speaking maybe in the current speeches that he might have given, either online or even any of the interviews that he must have given with any news reporters. uh, the level of confidence that has increased from the start of the point until now has been tremendous. And when I read about him, he has mentioned in one of the articles that he practices his 15-minute speech for more than 2 hours, and he does that when he's usually when he's traveling, when he's in airplane. He always has a pen and a paper in front of him. He always rehearses and practices, even to a date, his speeches. So practice is the first and the foremost point when you're doing a public speaking. Always know your points well, because if you know them well, you'll be able to build the confidence at that very point, and you'll be able to uh, grab the attention of people when you're speaking confidently. But if you're not speaking confidently, and if you're blabbering, or if you're not confident in your own vocabulary, people will not really like to listen to you. So always practice before you speak. Second is breathe. Always um, always breathe before, or always have that sense of relaxation before you start. Drink some water, chill out, listen to some good relaxation music before you start, or some inspiring music that will boost your confidence. I listened to this one song called Unstoppable by Sia. She's an excellent singer and Hollywood singer. I would love to drop the lyrics here as well, or maybe the link of the lyrics here. Unstoppable is one of the songs that has helped boost my confidence as well, because the lyrics that are in the song are really inspiring, to build that confidence. So listen to such kind of positive things before you start, and attend the state of relaxation. This is very important, because when you speak, many of you might think, oh god, what if I speak something wrong, or what if I forget when I'm speaking, or what if I'm just blanked out. Actually, I would suggest, rather focus your energy on what you're going to speak about, and not about the consequences of what will happen if you speak wrong. Because if you divert your entire energy into what will happen if 100 people are going to judge me, or what will happen if 100 people are going to talk about me after my session is done, for example, what will happen? you know that is none of your concern. Let the other people think about that. You just think about what you are going to speak. Concentrate 100% of your energy about thinking what you are going to speak and then speak. And rather than people are going to discuss, even if they don't have time or they have time, but that should not be your concern. So this is the second but the most important point to build confidence when you're speaking in front of a lot of people, or also in an interview, or also in any debate sessions that are held in the college competitions. Focus on your own point, give your point, and let people think what they want to think. You be confident about what you have to speak. Focus your 100% energy in what you have to do. Third, and also this is one of the important points, is always slow down. Speaking fast, like, okay, I'm this, okay, so so you will stop your own self by thinking what you actually had in the queue of what you wanted to speak. When you're speaking, slow down. Okay, if you forget, take like 10 seconds break, just relax. Even the people who are hearing would get some break, listening to you. Relax, slow down. Most of the public speakers, they speak slowly. They don't just rush, they don't scream, they don't just rush it out because it's, you just have 10 minutes to speak. They don't rush things. Always slow down. Speaking slower makes you sound more confident and trustworthy, and you will always have an impact on it will have an impact on how you feel and how people feel about the topic that you're talking about. As well as making you feel more confident, it gives you a bit more time to think about what you're going to say next. So if you're speaking slowly, you know that, okay, so when you're speaking slowly, you're completing one sentence, but when you're speaking slowly, your brain also has the ability to make you understand what is the next thing that you're going to say. So always slow down when you're speaking. Don't rush. Don't keep your pitch very high. Don't just blabber stuff. Always keep it cool, keep it calm. And I'm sure many of you might have heard Nelson sir speak in the lectures, in the classes, and I love the way he speaks. He's very calm and he's very slow and he's very patient about what he speaks, and that's why many people listen to him, because he's not screaming. I have never heard Nelson sir scream, if anybody of you might have realized or not, but or he must have changed by these years, but he has never screamed. He might have scolded, but he has never screamed when he gives a speech, or when he's motivating the class. So this is one thing I learned from Nelson sir, that always slow down, always keep your pitch down, always make the students or anyone of your audience understand slowly.
Nilika, I
Fourth,
still don't scream. I still don't scream.
thanks for clarifying, sir. I knew you wouldn't. Great. Fourth would be smile. There have been a number of studies that show smiling has a very positive impact on people's mood. Make them feel happier, and calmer, when even when there is no change in their situation. Because if I'm talking to you being I don't want to do this session, I'm very bored, okay, are you guys okay, okay, all right, but when you're smiling and when you're saying, oh, you know what, I don't want to do this session, but let's do it. And so it brings smile to your own face also. Like, even if you're speaking something negative, but if you're speaking with a smile, it has a lot of impact in your audience and in your own self when you're speaking with a smile, when you're having a happy face, when you're speaking with a lot of expressions, with a lot of hand movements, with a lot of eye movements. When you're in a stage, when you're addressing more than 100 people, look at every single one, smile, interact with them, make them stand up, make them do something. Always keep it very lively, don't make it very dull. If you just keep on speaking, and if you want people to listen to you for an hour, nobody's going to do that. people want to be interactive, people want to be a part of what you're speaking. So always ask questions as well in the middle. Ask if there's anything that is for example, in this session, for example, if somebody just unmutes and starts singing a song, don't become nervous. As a speaker, don't become nervous. Continue what you're doing. Make a joke of him. Make, oh wow, that's a good song, can we all hear it together? So always have that happy slash smile zone when you're speaking, because that makes everyone's mood nice during the session as well. Fifth is visualize success. This is a trick used by many top athletes. Before you speak English or any other language, imagine yourself speaking clearly and fluently. Again, the theory of speaking back in front of the mirror. Speak to your own self. Attend the confidence of speaking the language that you're comfortable in very fluently. By visualizing the most positive outcome of the situation, you will feel confident, and you will understand what you're aiming for, and it will help you aim for it better. So always visualize success and never feel negative about the success. That after the session, I don't think it's going to be a successful session at all. Always visualize, what, my session is going to be an outstanding session. People are going to love it. I am going to feel confident about it. I'm going to feel that this was a successful session, or the debate that I'm participating in. I feel I'm going to win this debate, because I have the points. And this again links back to the first point of practice, because if you don't practice about a debate or an interview or about any group discussions, you will not visualize success. So when you're speaking, always visualize the success as well. So when you visualize it, you're already in the positive zone of building the confidence and speaking what you're speaking. So fifth and foremost point is visualize success. And the last point would be congratulating yourself. So make sure to celebrate your strength. Make a list of things you can do well in English or in any other language, and keep it to date. So always have, for example, a note. And when you're speaking, okay, so today the first point is, okay, I was blabbering a little bit, but my vocabulary could have been better. Or I was speaking, but I had no smile on my face. Or I was speaking, but my energy was not that great. My energy could have been better. So when you're speaking to your own self, or when you're speaking in front of your friend or your family members, try to understand what negatives or positives you have when you're speaking, and try to inculcate that when you're reading it for the next day. So when you're reading it for the next day, your first point was vocabulary. So during that day, practice some vocabulary words. Try to even look at a lot of documentaries. Try to look at a lot of interviews that are on YouTube with the power of internet. And now that everyone has already experienced the at most of internet when we were all sitting at home, there is so much information you can access to. And increasing your vocabulary can not only mean reading a book. If you're not a book person, listen to videos, look at movies. There are so many good movies that can help you increase your vocabulary. And try to inculcate those points day by day, and at the end you will see that you have checklist all the points that you feel that you're not confident about. And at the end you will feel that you are definitely a very confident speaker. And this will make you feel more confident even in the years to come, because when you're practicing it at daily basis, you'll be able to feel more confident when you're speaking not only to yourself but also to a crowd of 100 or 1,000 people. So uh, uh, this is, I think these are the 6 points that I can put down to you guys here. When you're speaking anywhere at any platform, always have these 6 points. I can also drop them up in the chat if you guys want to keep it for later. But have these 6 points when you're having a public speaking session and or an interview, and try to crack it and try to practice it. So yeah, I think these were my few inputs on building confidence. If we have some more time, Sumita, we can take some questions. Otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, ma'am, we can take questions now.
Okay, don't call me ma'am, guys. I'm just two years elder to you guys. I mean, you could call me my name.
No, 4 to 5 years, right?
Oh, come on.
So how come you are 2 to 3?
Age age is just a number.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So let's take questions, guys. If you have any questions, you can also unmute yourself, ask a question, or you can also drop them up in the chat. I can see there's a question. How can we transform a challenging experience into a positive lesson and opportunity for growth? How can we transform a challenging experience into a positive lesson and opportunity for growth? This is a very good question, Babita. Thank you for asking this question. If you're facing a very challenging situation, and I think the best thing to do would be to learn from it and take a positive lesson out of it. And the way you can do it is stop regretting about what has happened. If you have come out of a bad experience, or if you feel that whatever happened was not right, for example, if you failed in an exam, you must be feeling, oh my god, why did this happen? uh, you know uh, what went wrong, and many, very less or very few people have the understanding of what happened wrong, and is always just talking about, if this could have been done better, I would have been in an happier state right now. But actually, failure is the path of success. Till the time you don't fail, you will not realize the essence of success. Failure is the first step to success. And I would say all the top personalities in the world who have failed have actually attained more success than people who are successful from the very beginning. So always experience the challenge first, understand how difficult the situation is, train your mind in a way that can help you bring a positive outcome of that bad or slash a failure, and set your mind that if you wouldn't have failed, you would have done something that could actually, you would have come out of one or two learnings that can understand that, I have failed because of 1, 2, and 3. uh, if I eradicate this 1, 2, or 3, or if I work on this 1, 2, and 3 points, I'll be able to bring a positive outcome of this failure. And maybe this can help you stand more in front of the queue than people who are just not failed but just attained success. So you exactly know that even if you fail, because you failed once, you know that when you will fail in the future, what are the points that made you fail, which actually will not let you fail, because you have learned from that failure already. So learn from what has happened, try to study why you have failed. Talk to people if you feel that you are not able to analyze why you failed. For example, if you failed in one of the English subjects, walk up to Nelson sir and ask him, why sir do I feel that I have failed? Can you please tell me? He will give you, 1, 2, and 3 points, like, your vocabulary is not good, your essay writing is not good, the way of framing your sentence is not good. You got a solution now. Then you need to go home, analyze what were the three things that, Nelson sir said. I need to understand and work on these 3 points and then attain success. Even then, if you fail, there is no way you should give up. You should always bring a positive outcome of this. Try to learn more, write more, practice more, and bring a positive outcome of your failure. And I think you will be much ahead of the league of people who have only attended success and not failure. So never fear success. Always face the failure, and try to be, again, confident about the failure, and then try to attain the success. So I think this is how you can transform a challenging experience into a positive lesson for the opportunity of growth. No worries. All right, we have one more question that says, what can we do to improve the situations that make us feel nervous? Uh, Vrishiti has asked this question. Can I ask you, Vrishiti, if you have any particular situation that has made you feel nervous? So maybe with your experience, you don't have to be very particular, but we can tell our audience of what exactly your situation was. So maybe I can give you a better answer about, failing out the entire situation, like just to understand what made you nervous, so we can then help our audience understand how can we eradicate this situation. Maybe if there are many people in front of me. Okay, okay, so you feel nervous when there are many people in front of you. Okay, it makes me nervous as well because there are many people in front of me. um Just kidding. Um, it makes me, honestly, initially I was at the same stage. I was super nervous. I think if this session would have held 4 years or 5 years back, I wouldn't have been able to take it for sure. I would have either switched off my camera. I would have said my internet is not working. I would be the last person to switch on my camera. I was so nervous. Oh my God. I was super nervous when 5 6 years before, I didn't have that confidence of speaking. And I think the key is, the key to your question is confidence, Vrishti. So when you're building confidence, and with all the points that I have spoken, I don't want to repeat them, but when you're building confidence, and when your self confidence is at an optimum level, you will not feel nervous at all, because this is my own personal experience. If you are confident, you will not feel nervous. This can be the key answer of this question. And when you say you feel nervous, everyone feels nervous. Narendra Modi himself feels nervous when he's speaking to front of 1,000 people, but he doesn't show it. Showing nervousness and having nervousness are two different things, and these are two widely different things. I am nervous, but can you feel I'm nervous? Because I'm not showing it. I'm not showing it, but I'm super nervous because I haven't done this kind of session before. I was super nervous before the session, but it started helping me connect with you guys more and more, because I could take your questions, I could talk to you guys, I could see some of you guys. I am talking to the own batch of, my own college. So it made my nervousness a little lesser. And the way you can remove the nervousness when you're speaking in front of people is one of the points that I mentioned. Breathe. Breathe, slow down, calm down. There's nothing to be nervous about. What are you nervous about? You're talking to the same bunch of people, you're talking to humans, and you are a human as well. You know who you're talking to, right? And a lot of people feel nervous not because they have to speak. A lot of people feel nervous because they are in the fear of the judgments of others. you know People are going to be judgmental about you, for sure. People are going to talk behind your back, for sure. But when you focus your energy into speaking, and as also this was one of the points that I mentioned before, don't focus on the points where people make you nervous. Focus on the points that you have to speak, do your thing, and finish off. And you don't have to be nervous about what people think. Be confident, practice what you're doing, breathe, and you'll be absolutely fine. So don't feel nervous. Being nervous is one of the worst things you can do to kill your confidence. So be confident, don't be nervous. So I think that would be my answer for that question.
Ma'am, we had few questions before. I think we should answer that first.
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you, Samita, for
Yeah.
reminding me
Starting
that.
from Sakshi Shah. It was
uh
at 5:44.
Yes. What can I do to improve the situation that makes me no feel nervous or lose my confidence? That one. Okay. I think the first question is from How to be confident consistently by Bhargav. I think I already answered that, I believe. Yeah. Then we had a question from Sakshi. What can I do to improve the situation that makes me feel nervous or lose my confidence? I think that also answers in one of the same questions that was about nervousness that I answered. So is that okay? Okay. Suraj has a question. Some other books you would like to recommend to build confidence? Honestly, I don't want to be flattering here, but I am not a book person at all. I have a lot of movies and a lot of documentaries that I can recommend. But this is one book that I mentioned, and this is my first and last book that I have read completely and fully. And I think this was one book enough, than 10 or the other 15 books that are there to have secret of life. But I can definitely do the research and send some books, that are relatable, to build more confidence. I'm sure there are many books, but I'll definitely send them over to you after this session for sure. Ritika has a question. How can we keep ourselves confident when we speak in front of a large number of people or in a group discussion or a debate? I think this also answers the questions because of the 6 points that I mentioned, which is practice, breathe, slow down, smile, visualize success, and congratulate yourself. I'm going to put them in the chat box so you guys can also, refer to those points, which is related to all the questions that are similar to public speaking or speaking in front of a large group of people. Okay, we have yeah, I think then that takes the questions ahead. Yeah, Sumita, great. Okay, then we have a question from uh, Sonal. If I have fear of losing something, be what can be the solution of losing something or someone? Is it something or someone? If I have a fear of losing my position, what hap- I'm sorry, I'm not able to understand this question well. If I have a fear of losing something, what can be the solution? If I have fear of losing my position, what happens if I take this decision? Fear comes in many ways. Uh, Sonal, if you can elaborate that question for me, please, because I'm trying to understand if you have a fear of losing something or losing your, like, what do you mean by fear of losing the position? Position in a company, position in a job, a position in your college? If you can just be a little more, uh, you know, direct about that question, so I'll be able to help you better with the answer. Shaguna has a question. Can you let us know the difference between self-confidence and self-esteem? Well, that's a good question, actually. I think self-confidence and self-esteem definitely has a very thin line. But self-esteem is something. Okay, so self-confidence is, I think, something that you can build by your own self. Um, Confidence is something that happens with a journey of a lot of underconfident or an underconfidence personality. Um, and esteem is something that is built when you have confidence. So a person is self-esteemed when you have self-confidence within your own self. And being self-esteem and self-confidence, I would suggest give more priority to being more self-confident, because self-esteem is something that definitely flows after you have self-confidence that is attained. So don't focus much on self-esteem, because self-esteem is something which is more or less a little less in your control than being self-confident. So I would suggest focus on being self-confident, and being self-esteem would be something that will be defined after you're being confident. So don't focus much on self esteem, because self esteem is something that you, even though you can build it, uh, it will need a support of you being self confident about something. So be self confident, and self esteem will follow after that. So just focus on being self confident.
Ma'am, Sonal has replied for your question. She was referring
uh,
to job.
okay, I can't see that reply.
Um,
Could you read it
six
out for me, please?
at 6:19. Like something, ma'am. Yes, job. She has replied.
Right. Okay. So you're saying that if you have a fear of losing your job, what happens if you okay, so fear comes in many ways, and you're in the fear of losing your job. Okay. So first you need to understand, Sonal, that what makes you feel that you're going to lose the job? Are you doing something wrong, or do you think other people are better than you? Do you think that you have a competition that you cannot get into, or do you feel that a lot of people are in a much faster league than what you are doing? So first you need to understand what is the cause of that fear. Like, why are you having that fear? Because the fear can be many, and I can give you a generic example, but if it is more related to understanding the fear, it'll be easier for you to get the solution of that fear. So for example, if I am fearing of my job because 10 other people are more advanced than me, are more intelligent than me, are more knowledgeable than me, I fear because I am much behind the competition. So when you have that fear, you should start practicing about, you shouldn't be firstly comparing yourself to anybody else. You should believe in your own ability. You should also start practicing and enriching your own ability in a job. you know Learn from others, but don't compare yourself with others. Learn good things from others, and also learn negative things from others, so that you don't inculcate that within your own self. Try to learn what are the positive things that a person is practicing, that he has been promoted more than 10 times or more than 5 times in the course of duration. Okay, somebody has been promoted 3 times. How is he getting promoted? Sit with him, have a coffee with him or her. Try to understand, okay, so I'm a fresher, I've just graduated from college. It'd be great if you can tell me why and how are you getting promoted. And forget about promotion as well. If you feel fear of losing a job, uh, always learn and understand firstly why you have that fear. Okay, if I have a fear of me having zero knowledge of media, I would go to my superior and ask her that I have a fear that I don't know much about media. You think I'll be able to sustain in the media industry for a long time? She will come up with a solution. She'll tell me that, no, I think you can start doing A, B, and C. This will help you come ahead in the league of, media. And this company, always try to understand what the company goals are, what the business goals are. For example, if you are taking a job in Apple or Google, their first and the foremost point is supporting the customers. So, customer should be the king, and customer is the king. So, what are the things that you can do for the company, and how can you contribute, attend their goals, company goals? You will be able to step up the game quite faster, because leaders of that company will see that you are helping them attend the company goal. So when you're helping them attend the company goal, they will be more than happy to keep you. They'll be more than happy to take as much as work from you, and they'll be the least bothered about you losing your job. And you need to be super confident about when you're approaching the person, because they don't care if they lose one or two employees, but for you it is important because you will be losing the job. So you need to work 100 times harder than your management and then your boss, to understand why do you have that fear. Try to work on that fear, and even if you fail, even if you lose your job, there are 100 other companies that take you. So don't think that that is the end of the world, you know. Maybe that failure was meant to be. Maybe there was something that you wanted to learn out of that failure. So try to understand the fear, okay? And in the worst case, if you fail, try to learn from that failure and the fear, combine both of them together, and then try to avoid that by learning from that in your new job. So guys, in this age where you guys are at, you will be entering the industry in very less years. I'm sure some of you must have already started doing internships. Initially it is going to be difficult. Initially, you know, companies are a little bit easier with interns and a little bit easier with freshers, but don't ever take it lightly. Don't ever take it, you know, okay, I'm just an intern, they don't pay me. Or even if they pay you, try to respect their time, because they are investing the time in you for you to learn. So learn from them. Try to uh, contribute in the company goal. Try to understand what the company goal is. When you're going for an interview, always ask, you know, what the company goal is, and try to contribute to them. So you shouldn't ever have a fear of losing a job. And even if you do, note those fears down and work on it, and you should be able to, you know, learn and evaluate your own self and put yourself in front of the fear. And it should definitely help you erase those fears out of your life, if that
So
answers your question, Sonal.
we'll take the last question for the day by
For
Sakshi
sure.
Shah at 6:19 p.m. Ma'am, how can we get to know that we are confident and capable to speak in front of audience?
Yeah, I think lot of questions around speaking in front of audience. I think again, I would just like to highlight those points, but just sorry, we have somebody on. Can I mute? Okay. Okay. All right. Um, so how can you be confident and capable to speak in front of audience? Again, Sakshi, it's those 6 points that I had, you know, mentioned on my earlier chat about public speaking. Um, Practice, breathe, slow down, smile, and inculcate the success, or visualize the success, and at the end congratulate yourself. So when you're speaking for the next time, you are super confident that whatever you've done, these are the 10 mistakes that I came out with. Maybe in the next step when I'm speaking, I will not be having those mistakes or issues. So I think again, I mean, I would actually just, you know, put those points right here so you guys can take it whenever, you know, it is to do with public speaking. And also, I'm sure you guys must be having a lot of, and as I mentioned before, you can refer to a lot of interviews, a lot of TED Talks, guys. By the way, TED Talks is one of the most amazing platforms for you to listen to a lot of world renowned speakers across the globe, from, you know, the small villages to entrepreneurs to world leaders. There are company CEOs who come there. There are talks from, you know, companies like, you know, people from uh, Netflix, people from Google. There are 2 to 3 people who also came in from LinkedIn. Try to log into TED. If you don't have the subscription, take the subscription. Listen to them every single day, at least one or two. There is around 15 to 16 minutes of clips of each leader. There are topics that you can select that you want to listen to, and pick out a topic that you feel that is related to your own life. Listen to it, and at the same time also understand how they are speaking it. What is their vocabulary of speaking? What is their tone of speaking? And they are talking to these people since years, you know, so they have that confidence that they have been built. So always keep on practicing your own self. Try to listen, learn, unlearn, and again learn. And just keep the positive attitude that you can speak, and I think you should be fine. You guys, I think, are in the absolute amazing faculty in the college. So I don't think there should be any point of hesitation of you guys to speak. And this English club is definitely a great initiative that can help you learn how to speak. So just practice and smile. So you should be fine.
Thank you so much. To avail the e-certificate, the link is posted in the chat box. I request you all to give us your response. It will make someone's day. Thank you so much, ma'am. My key takeaway learnings were to fight with oneself, yourself, and then go fight with the world. And the six learnings that it was amazing. So really, ma'am, it was an amazing interactive session. Your presence made us feel to practice more confidence. First of all, thank you, Mirika ma'am, for sparing your valuable time and enlightening the participants with your knowledge. Secondly, I express my deepest gratitude to the college management, principal ma'am, and vice principals for their ever growing support. And this event wouldn't have been possible without the organizing committee. I appreciate their hard work. Finally, I thank all the participants for attending this webinar. We are overwhelmed by each and every one of your presence. Have a great day ahead. Thank you so much. So now,
Thank you.
just a minute. We
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to take a geotag photo.
Oh, okay. Where is everyone's camera?
Yeah, participants, you can keep your camera on.
Oh, hello, Nelson sir. Sumita, let us know when you're ready.
We're done with the photo.
Thank you,
Oh,
Mirika.
okay.
Thank you so much for your valuable feedback to the participants. Thank you to all the participants from the first years. I was listening to you very, very keenly. Thank you for all your instructions, advices, and we are so happy to see you so confident after college life. Thank you to all my FIs who joined. Maybe 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, I may call Sumita as a speaker for the English Club workshop. I may call Yashvi. I may call Bhargav. Thank you, Ashish, for joining, Sakshi, and all of my team members and my FIs. This month, Mirika, we've planned for three more workshops, three more webinars uh,
Okay.
every weekend, and we have three more amazing speakers like you who lined up for this entire month. And this is
Great.
exclusively for the first years,
Okay.
because this is the last month of the academic year. The first year, this is the last month of the academic year. So we are starting this series of webinars with you as the first speaker, and
Oh, privilege.
you've given a great start to this series of webinar. Thank you so much, Mirika. God bless you. Thank you,
Thank
Sumita,
you.
for your fascinating hosting skills. Very
Yeah,
impressed.
she's been fantastic. I wanted to highlight that as well. Sumita, you are a great speaker, and just continue doing what you're doing. You're inspiring a lot of students and myself. So great job.
So thank you, everyone, Mirika.
Thank
God
you.
bless. God bless.
Thank you everyone for joining. Take care. Thank you, Nelson sir.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye. Good day.
make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a